Good afternoon. Welcome to Assembly Natural Resources. Madam Secretary, please take the roll.
Assemblywoman Anderson, Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod, Assemblywoman Brown May, Assemblywoman Considine, Assemblyman DeLong, Assemblywoman Duran, Assemblyman Gurr, Assemblywoman Hanson, Assemblywoman LaRue Hatch, Assemblyman Watts, Assemblyman Urick, Chair Cohen.
And I'm present. Please mark Assemblywoman Bilbray Axelrod absent excused and the other members present when they arrive. Some housekeeping before we begin. Please silence your electronic devices. If you wish to testify, please sign at the table by the door and provide a business card to the committee secretary. For those joining online, which I don't think we have anyone today, please mute your microphone when you're not speaking to minimize any background noise. When you're testifying, please turn on the microphone and clearly state and spell your name and any affiliation that you may have for the record. Then turn the microphone off each time you're done speaking. As for handouts, there should be 15 hard copies for members of the public. An electronic copy should have been submitted to our committee manager by noon the last business day. We expect courtesy and respect in our interactions during meetings, even if we don't agree with each other's positions. And please note, committee members will be using electronic devices like our laptops to view handouts and other documents. Please don't take this as a sign of disrespect or inattention. We do have one bill on the agenda today. So with that, I will open the bill on Senate Bill number 13, which revises provisions governing pest control, and ask Administrator Jepson to come forward and begin whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon. For the record, Ashley Jepson with the Nevada Department of Agriculture. I'm the administrator for our Plant Health and Compliance Division, and I appreciate the opportunity to present SB 13. Just some general background. What we're trying to really do here is just update some of the federal language to the new, not even new, the overall federal, FIFRA, Insecticide, Fungicide, and Rodenticide Act. As you see here, it has an older name, which was actually an amendment to FIFRA. So really, most of this is really just trying to update our language so we can stay in compliance with our Environmental Protection Agency cooperative agreement and be the one running oversight of pesticides in our state. Otherwise, it would be overseen by the feds. One thing we have gotten some questions on is the updated definition to pest control. We did add some language really just with the goal of if you're doing any of these things, you do fall under these statutes, so that including if you're a government agency, you work for city, county, state, it's not a change. These folks already do have to be certified or licensed depending on the capacity that they're working in, but we're really just trying to make that very clear in this definition that here's where you stand, and there's going to be more requirements throughout this statute where you fall under. So again, just trying to make sure that we're in compliance with feds and our cooperative agreement, the language is updated, and we're able to continue to do this work for the state. I do want to mention another change that we have here for 586. This is a merge of NRS 555 and 586, which is here in Section 4, Subpart 5. It does clarify that records must be maintained for the distribution and retail of restricted use pesticides, and that's specific to each place of business. We see sometimes the primary company may have multiple businesses, so we're really just clarifying that each business location must maintain these records to be in compliance with federal law. So that's all I have. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to answer questions.
Thank you. Committee, do we have any questions? Okay, seeing none, and that seems... So seeing none in that same section, I was wondering, and does this also apply if it's a home business?
For the record, Ashley Jepson, anybody that's doing it commercially does have to be licensed. They're going in people's homes, they're applying things in public spaces, so if they're working in that capacity, yes, they would have to be licensed, but that's already existing.
Thank you. Okay. And I've got a question from Assemblymember Considine.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and this is sort of along the same lines. For property managers or apartments, if they have folks on staff that do the pest control for those areas, does this apply to them as well?
For the record, Ashley Jepson, this isn't making any changes to them as well. It's same standard. If they're operating under the business, it depends on the capacity, and I can get more clarification. We do have our technical expert here, Brett Allen, to go into the weeds, but it's not making any changes. Folks, if they're working in a commercial capacity in any way, shape, or form, if they're working in government, they have to be credentialed in some way, which really we're just trying to hit home the safety aspects of it.
All right, seeing no other questions, unless you have anything else, we'll move on to support. Okay, so we have anyone in Carson City for support? Seeing none, I don't see anyone in Elko or Las Vegas, but if anyone's there, please come forward. Okay, seeing none, BPS, do we have anyone on the phones for support?
Chair, the public line is open and working, but there are no callers at this time.
Thank you. All right, anyone in opposition in Carson City? Seeing none and seeing no one in Elko or Las Vegas in the rooms. BPS, do we have anyone on the phones in opposition?
Chair, there are no callers at this time.
Thank you. Okay, how about neutral in Carson City? Okay, seeing none. Anyone in Elko or Las Vegas? Nope. Okay, BPS, how about anyone in neutral on the phones?
Chair, there are no callers at this time.
Thank you. Okay, with that, Administrator, would you like to make any closing statements?
For the record, Ashley Jepson, no, thank you, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you. We appreciate you coming in. So with that, I will close the hearing on SB 13, and we will open up the hearing for public comment. Is there anyone anyone in Carson City who would like to make public comment? Please come forward. You have. Oh, did you press the button?
It didn't stay on, thank you. Denny French, Carson City, Nevada. You got it. I'm here today to hear what this was about, and it went by very quickly. And I'm fungicides, pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're looking at a time when insects are in danger. So it's good to see that they have provisions relating to the pollinators and such. And it's amazing how many insects you wouldn't think but are pollinators. So when any of this is suggested, I always go, could they just maybe stop spraying? But I just want to appreciate your consideration on this, and I'm for its passing as I've read it. But I may come to a spot where I have questions, but it's a little late for that. But thank you.
Thank you, sir. And please note, we have had several bills this session that do focus on the pollinators and making sure that we're keeping our pollinators safe and healthy. And so, yeah. Thank you. Okay, anyone else in Carson City for public comment? Seeing none. Anyone in Elko or Las Vegas? Seeing none. BPS, do we have anyone on the phone?
Chair, the public line is open and working, but there are no callers at this time.
Okay, thank you, BPS. So with that, before I adjourn, we don't have any bills from the Senate yet, so as soon as we get something from the Senate, we'll go ahead and set some more hearings. But so with that, for now, we're adjourned. And thank you, everyone, for setting this up and coming in.
Thank you, Chair.